You know, if I have to pay above what I feel someone's worth,
Yeah.
I'm going to expect them to work for that money.
So if you were to give any advice to candidates looking to get into the industry for the first time who may have had a bit of sales experience or who are fresh just wanting to get into deliverable FX and the fintech industry, what are the sort of 3 key points or key bits of advice you would give these individuals?
I think have the right attitude, like a willingness to learn, be ready to be challenged, have resilience, as you said, so like be thick-skinned, because you get a lot of rejection, especially if you're hitting the phone, and you can really do well. But I think that the biggest problem I think sometimes with the people that are coming straight out of university is that they think that, you know, they're going in for maybe a 9-to-5 job and they think they're going to do all right out of that, and, you know, twiddle their thumbs like some of the day and, you know, do a few calls. Doesn't work like that. If you want to be successful, you've got to put the time in, you've got to put the effort in, you've got to be there after hours, and 100% you'll see the rewards.
Well, see, we're seeing a lot of trend at the moment, particularly grads, juniors. They come to market nowadays and they want everything from the get-go. You know, they want the salary, they want the flexibility. They've only come straight from uni, they have no necessary experience, and, you know, we're finding it quite challenging as a recruitment business to kind of mitigate these waters, because, you know, how do you say to someone who believes these things that, like, the work starts now? You know, university was prepping you for coming into the working force and to get used to this career options. You know, I'm finding that there's a lot of struggle in just getting the right attitudes nowadays of, yeah, I've got 2 years of absolute graft and hard work before I've earned the respect where I can work a little bit more relaxed and fit into this lifestyle. You know, people are seeing these senior dealers that have been doing it for 15 years and expecting them to have that in 6 months' time, you know, and that's the attitude that I'm struggling with at the moment in terms of, you know, finding good talent. Do you see that coming into Rational's office for interviews very often, or?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have people that have even worked at other FX companies who have been given a book, for example, to manage, etc. And all of a sudden they think that that's all because of them.
Yeah.
And they think that naturally they're going to go somewhere else and make loads of money and they should be worth that. And
this is a controversial one, but it's a challenge in FX, because, you know, you do have those guys that have been loyal to you over 5 years that have adopted the books of the people that have left, because obviously you have that need as a business, but that does create an atmosphere and, I guess, a vibe in people's minds that they're better than they potentially are. So they're managing, let's say, a £300,000 book that's been gradually handed to them over 3-4 years. And then they move to a new role and they're kind of expected to onboard and bring new business and create relationships. And they realise that they've not been doing 50% of the job for so long. So we are seeing a lot of people move job to job, you know, 6 months here, 12 months there. And it is just a case of finding the right job for them. But they're taking the job that offers the 5K increases, 10K increases, you know, leave their commission books behind. And, you know, we're just seeing weakened mentalities in the market. So I'm assuming that's something that you've seen while interviewing as well.
I think that they need to understand as well that employers as well are not stupid.
Yeah.
And you know, if I have to pay above what I feel someone's worth,
Yeah.
I'm going to expect them to work for that money.
Yeah, and candidates don't expect that, right? High salary comes high targets, you know. So if you're going to ask for it, be sure you can prepare for it, you know.
So if you're looking for a career and longevity in this industry, then work for it.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. You have to work for it. Don't think that it's going to be handed to you, because that doesn't happen.
The best advice I was ever given when I came in to years ago when I joined Global Reach, my boss at the time, Bill Kemp, he'll hate me for quoting him on that, but he said to me, like, you should throw yourself into the hardest job you could possibly find while you're young. You've got the energy, you know, you've got the drive to do it. Why would you want an easy job now? You know, because you do it hard now, the rest of your career is easy. And he was completely right, you know, like that's. I won't admit that. I suppose I already have now. Sorry, Bill, but you know, he helped me out in my career a lot, you know, by giving me that advice, because that just drove me moving forwards. And I'm finding a lot of good advice is given out to candidates nowadays. I think it's biased advice on what's going to help them grow. Yeah. What advice would you give a candidate coming into the marketplace? You know, what's the key thing for you that they should be focused on when looking for a job and when interviewing?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. 100% agree with that advice, because it's unlikely that you've got commitments, etc. So you can put in the hours. But it's more than just money. You need to be able to find a cultural fit, somewhere where you can get on and grow, someone that maybe you can find a mentor and grow with.
Yeah.
All of that is super important.
It's key. No one's looking for coaches now, are they? They're not looking for someone to mentor and learn from, but
I had a
as long
mentor
as the
when I
package
first
is there.
started
I mean, I
out.
did too, yeah. I've had a mentor. I think everyone that I've known that's been successful has had that one individual. They might not be their boss or their manager, but they're there to help them, develop them, you know, and reward them for it, you know, with information. So, you know, I'd like to see that going on more often in the market, but unfortunately, there's less mentors nowadays. You know, everyone wants to be an influencer on LinkedIn and get paid for it, you know, rather than actually help people and benefit from that later in your career, you know.
I think in organisations there are potential mentors, but I think that the willingness from the person that's looking for the job and wants an actual career, they need to be willing and hungry to take on.
They need to want the mentor. Yeah.
They want to absorb the information.
It's hard to convince someone they still have to learn if they think they're the finished article.
Yeah.
Do you think you're the finished article, Mitch?
I'm never the finished article. I think that's the key. That is the key, isn't it? If you think you're the finished article, you know, you're already doing it wrong.